What do you get when you combine a passionate and veteran sports writer with a wife who is a casual observer? The answer? Married to the Game. This landmark sports talk radio show discusses sports from a married couple's perspective. Married to the Game with Rory and Lakita begins right now.
What's going on, good peoples? My name is Rory Chirac.
And I'm Lakita Chirac.
And this is Married to the Game. As always, thank you so very much for checking us out today.
Yes, thank you all so much. I mean, I'm like fired up. I'm ready to go. I truly enjoy doing what we do.
So you growing to be a sports fan, I see, and I love it.
Well, no, don't go that fast.
You still the casual fan?
I'm still a casual fan. I enjoy talking to our listeners week to week. So thank you all so much for hanging in there with us.
And we love all the love and want to build off this momentum. Now, this episode is a baker's dozen.
Show number 13?
Show number 13. You know, with a baker's dozen, we love donuts. We love bagels.
You're right. We do. I love that everything bagel with the cream cheese or the cinnamon raisin bagel with the strawberry cream cheese. Is it breakfast time yet?
See, no, it's good stuff, but it's fattening too.
Yeah, it can be. So we need to get up, get moving. Winter is in the rearview mirror and spring is in the air.
Yes, the ground has thawed, so now we can leave the house and once again enjoy the great outdoors. Now, the Final Four is played in a dome stadium, but there's a lot of outdoor activities going on throughout the Phoenix metro area.
Riding a bike is always fun on a warm, sunny day. And we go to the extreme with a preview of the USA BMX Carolina Nationals.
Opening day in Major League Baseball is this Sunday. We're amped for an outing at the ballpark.
Lacrosse is on the come up in the South, and we talk with the Atlanta Blaze coaching staff about their skills clinic for young players.
We've been cooped up in the house for quite some time, and cabin fever is starting to settle in on us.
The days are longer and the weather is warmer.
It's time to return to the great outdoors.
Right here, right now, with Married to the Game.
Yeah.
How about that? Hachimura with an exclamation point. The WCC is going to send another one. For the first time in program history, Gonzaga is headed to the Final Four.
All right, Coach, what does it mean for you guys to live up to this #1 seed and get yourself to the Final Four for the first time ever in program history?
Hey, man, you know what? It means everything that we could deliver for guys like this. He believed in us. All these guys believed in us when they came. This is what we wanted to do. We set out to do it, and these guys have been unbelievable. I could not be happier for a group of guys, for all our ex-players, and our whole Zag Nation.
Rejection by Bell.
Number 8. None better to me. Jordan Bell from jump ball was outstanding.
The Oregon Ducks are going to the Final Four.
I'm so happy for our guys. Ran out of gas a little bit during the second half, but they found enough energy to finish it. And I just feel great for our fans who have supported us, but mostly for the guys. And all the guys last 7 years at Oregon that helped us build this. Feel really happy for all of them.
Here's Chiozza. Had it taken away. Dozier. Notice. Yes! Game over. Gamecocks are in the Final Four.
This program hadn't won a single NCAA tournament game since '73, let alone go to the Final Four. How did you do it?
It's all these guys. They've been with us for a while. They believe in each other. They put up with me and go out and do it better the next day. They got the courage of a lion.
Fox has it. Give it. Let's see if they... Monk to tie it. Oh, impossible shot with 5. Looks up. Driving in. May for the win. North Carolina with .3 seconds to go. An incredible
last two games, and especially with that shot.
I'm the guy that wanted him to come as a walk-on, so how dumb am I? He's a big-time plays today, big-time plays 2 days ago. Theo made a heck of a drive. I didn't want to call a timeout at open court. He found Luke. Luke knocked it in. You got to congratulate Kentucky. What a great run. They made 3 threes in the last minute. It seemed like everything. But my guys are pretty doggone tough, too.
I know our theme is all about the great outdoors. But before we head out, we'll jam at the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, site of the 2017 Men's Final Four. Now, this venue has played host to 2 Super Bowls. My Giants won Super Bowl 42 there against the Patriots, 2 college football national championship games, and now the Final Four and Hoops National Championship game. On Sunday, March 12th, 68 teams had dreams of visiting this city. Today, 4 are here: Gonzaga, Oregon, South Carolina, and North Carolina.
Now, you know I originally had Arkansas winning it all.
You did.
My original Final Four was Duke, Florida State, Kansas, and of course, my Hogs, with Duke playing Arkansas in the championship. When we did the redo picks last week, I had Baylor, the Zags, Kansas, and Kentucky in the Final Four.
Well, that's only 1 out of 4, so...
Dog, really?
You're at 25%.
That's failing.
Yeah. My original Final Four was Villanova, Gonzaga, Michigan, and Carolina. My redo, the mulligan, last week, South Carolina, Gonzaga, Michigan, and UNC. So I got...
50%.
Yeah, no, actually 75%. So I got South
I
Carolina,
got 25%.
Gonzaga, and UNC.
No novice, like no beginner's luck, no nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, that's failing.
Yeah, you did. And I'm shocked because usually people who have no clue are the ones that get everything right because they pick maybe off of colors or animals or school location.
Redo.
No, it's the Final Four. It's over.
I mean, but, you know.
No.
Dang.
What we will do is give big props to the Pacific Northwest. Gonzaga out of Spokane, Washington, is playing in their first Final Four. Gonzaga was basically ranked at the top of the polls all year long. And their record is 36-1. You picked the Bulldogs to advance to the championship game. Are you going to stay with that pick or are you going to flip-flop?
That's a good question. You know what?
You had them playing Kentucky in your redo.
I did. I think I need to stay where I'm at.
All right.
Because, I mean, like, all this flip-flopping and redoing and all this and all that, man, I suck.
Staying with the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, a.k.a. Nike University, is playing in its first Final Four since the first Final Four back in 1939. The Ducks won it that year in 39. That's their only title. They're a loaded team. And I got to say, I didn't think they'd be here without star player Chris Boucher after he got sidelined with a knee injury before the tournament started.
It's a team game. And they, you know, they pulled it together. You know I love that unity. Teamwork makes the dream work, and stepping up for their fallen player. That's all what it's about.
You picked against Oregon, but I know you like how they overcame to get here.
I sure did.
So,
God. But you know what? I knew that if I picked against them, that would, you know, motivate them to prove me wrong. I knew that. So technically I was right without being right.
This was your first March Madness bracket. So we're going to give you kind of that, you got a learning curve. We'll see how you do for next year.
Like the bumpers in bowling.
Yeah, but this was a bad March Madness bracket for you, but it's okay though.
Okay. All right.
South Carolina, a team you also picked against. And they're making their first ever trip to the Final Four. So I want to give a big shout out to all my folks from South Cackalack. You know, I got a lot of peoples out there. They're on cloud 9, and it's justified. The Gamecocks' first round win against SMU was the school's first tournament victory since 1973. So that's 3 years before I was born, 2 years before you were born. And now they're in the Final Four. So it's been a rough patch for South Carolina basketball. So for them to be in the Final Four.
That's good.
All the fans in the upstate and the lower state, they're going crazy, and they deserve it.
And that was all part of my plan.
All right. We're going to roll with that. North Carolina, they're the old man in the barbershop. Mm-hmm. This is nothing new for this storied program. This is Michael Jordan's alma mater, and he won a championship there.
Gotcha.
They lost last year on a 3 at the buzzer in the title game. I picked them when the tournament started to avenge that loss, win it this year, and I'm sticking with my pick for Carolina to win the national championship.
Go ahead there.
The Final Four is always a great night of basketball.
Yes, but you know I'm more of an NBA fan. Well, San Antonio Spurs fan.
Mm-hmm.
I watch for a little bit, but for me, the big excitement is the off-the-court activities.
Okay.
The Fan Fest has youth clinics, giveaways, autograph sessions, and interactive games. This is all going down at the Phoenix Convention Center. You love photography.
I love photography, and with all that stuff going on, I'd be snapping pictures left and right.
Yeah, you would. And you can take a picture with the championship trophy, you know, feel like a champion for just a brief moment.
Mm-hmm.
I know the clothing and keepsakes is expensive, but it's some good stuff.
There is some good stuff, and it's the officially licensed gear and memorabilia, not the bootleg stuff. Although I do want to give a shout out to the guys selling their goods outside of the arena, but this is the officially licensed gear right here.
There's a big tailgate party and a great music festival with some heavy hitters. Keith Urban performs Friday at the AT&T Block Party.
I don't really know Keith Urban's music like that. I know who he is. He's a country star, but I'm not a country music fan, so
well, you know I
really
love
don't get down with it like that.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Saturday's the big game, the national semifinals. But I know you're really all on the outside events, so who's on the music stage?
One of the marquees acts on Saturday is Leon Bridges.
All right.
And Sunday headliners, Blink 182. What?
All right.
All righty now. Macklemore and Ron Lewis and Aerosmith.
Well, they can keep Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, but I like Aerosmith, classic rock, so I can dig with that. Now, I'm all about the games, but one of the best things going on off the court is the Read to the Final Four program. That's a cool play on words to the road to the Final Four. This is a literacy challenge for third graders all across Arizona based on the average time spent reading. This is presented by Myon, and they're a company that delivers developmentally appropriate content based on current events in a news feed.
There's 4 local schools set in regions like the tournament.
Right. The East region is Arts Academy Estrella Mountain.
North region is Desert Mountain School.
The West region is Park Ridge Elementary School.
And the South region is Mary C. O'Brien Elementary School.
So they're going to announce the winner of this thing on March 31st. And then all the participating classes, they get unlimited multi-user access on Myon. That's over 5,500 digital books. That's a big library, a digital library for kids to read off of. It really is. And these tools, they go through August 31st and so much more. I love this because it's all about the reading.
Yeah.
It's an education and it's getting the kids involved. Great way to tie in with the Final Four.
I like it too. And you know, with me being a big reader like myself.
You are an avid reader.
I love it. I could spend days and hours in the library.
And this is a great way to get the kids involved in reading at an early age. So the Phoenix metro area is the place to be this weekend. The national semifinals, Saturday, April 1st, and then the championship game. We'll see who will be cutting down the nets as national champs Monday, April 3rd. Of course, one of the joys of the great outdoors is riding a cycle.
Riding a cycle. That's going to be me one day. You know, the path, riding in the bike, the wind blowing my hair, even though I don't have any, but just the mere thought. Yeah, I love cycles. That's my thing, even though you don't, might I add.
I don't get down with it like that. Now, I'll admit, it does look relaxing,